excuse me, just for now, Tony Allen, journalist. Can I get your name and a contact telephone number? No? Okay, that's all right.
When I say workers, you said power, workers! Power! Workers! Power! When I say union, you said power, union! Power! Union! Power! Stand down, workers stand! Time to make the workers pay! Stand down, workers stand! Time to make the workers pay! Stand down, workers stand! Time to make the workers pay!
Hi, I could only catch a bit of what you were saying. Can you tell me your name and are you a delegate in which branch?
Yep. My name's Sean Bailey and I'm the delegate for Lee Street McDonald's.
Right. When did the strike start and how many are on it?
The strike started about 4 p.m. today and probably estimated at least just over 100 people. Which majority of them aren't McDonald's people. They're just people that just came from the streets. Customers that come into our stores and order food and think that it's fair that we should get higher minimum wage than $13.75.
Is all your branch on strike?
All of our franchisee stores are all on strike, just only in the Auckland region. Later on in the week will be national.
So which stores are they then at the moment?
So the stores will be like Lincoln Road, Westgate, Newland, Key Street, Bryn Mawr, Downtown, Queen Street, Newmarket, Greyland, Glen Innes, Tamure, Manukau, Mountaineer, and all the other stores out there as well.
So you reckon about 100 workers are on strike at the moment?
Yep.
Are they all union members or some not union members? And are there still workers working?
There are still some workers that are working at the moment. The majority of it is because they are forced to stay. They are forced to not allowed to come out and strike.
You mean the bosses intimidate them?
Yes.
In what way?
The bosses told them that if they leave the store, which leaves only 1 or 2 people in the store, they may get fired and they will get disciplined really badly.
So the 100 workers that are on strike, Sean, are they risking dismissal?
Majority of us are risking dismissal, but this strike is legal and our employer cannot do anything to fire us because we've been on strike.
How many days have the contract negotiations been on? Approximately. Can you tell me your telephone number? I'll do a longer interview in person.
Yeah, 021 024 70849.
Thanks, Sean.
To make the bosses pay. When I say union, you said power. Union. Power. Union. Power. When I say workers, you said power. Workers. Power. Workers. Power. Working for the men really sucks. Everybody get over on that side.
Mike, can you give us a word? What's the significance of this strike?
It represents the fact that the negotiations with the company have broken down and that workers at McDonald's are angry over the fact that the company is offering no more than 25 cents extra an hour.
How much are they offering? $13.75 is it, or?
Basically just the minimum wage increase of 25 cents an hour. And the workers think they deserve more.
Is that on top of the $13.50 statutory wage or just another 25 cents on whatever the hourly wage?
The minimum wage has gone from $13.50 to $13.75 from April 4th. So what they are...
Sorry. So the actual pay rate being offered to the lowest paid worker at McDonald's would be what?
The same as the minimum wage. The lowest paid worker is on the minimum wage.
Okay, so are you asking the Unite Union for $15 to be in all the contracts as their minimum?
Yes. Yes.
I noticed in the Facebook message that you're also campaigning against the $11 youth rate. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, the company wanted to introduce an $11 an hour starting out wage, as they call it, for 16 and 17-year-olds, and they withdrew that claim, it's possible they'll put it back up again, depending on how things go in the dispute. We're hoping that will stay off the table and we can get an improved wage offer, and also, more importantly, security of hours. The biggest problem is having people's hours mucked around with from week to week, and you don't know how much you're going to earn.
Is it a stress because somebody could be working 40 hours one week and 10 hours another week? Is it that bad?
Well, it's not normally that bad, but it has been that bad, but you know, any significant variation is really unacceptable. It's just lazy rostering or victimisation or favouritism, which is all right in the industry.
Also in that message on Facebook it mentioned exploitation of migrant workers and discrimination against them. Can you comment on that briefly?
The whole industry has depended on migrant workers for playing managerial roles in these stores. So some of these stores are $1 million turnovers with up to 100 staff, operating 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and the migrant restaurant managers are earning around 40 grand a year. It's just outrageous. But they've been able to use the desire of the worker to get permanent residence to hold back paying a realistic wage for these positions, because no Kiwi born or permanent resident would do that job for 40 grand. It's just outrageous. But they can get migrants to do it who need or want to apply for permanent residence, and that's how they've been taking advantage of it.
The message also mentioned stop the war on the poor, including beneficiaries. What did you mean by that?
The government has been introducing anti-union laws and cutbacks for beneficiaries. We think that these are policies that all workers should oppose, because they are undermining the strength of workers, undermining our bargaining power. The more they can create, make people who are on a benefit make their standard of living much lower than workers' standard of living, it makes the bargaining position of workers that much harder. We all benefit, the whole working class is stronger if all workers are protected. So we support increased rights of beneficiaries and oppose the anti-union laws, and we think workers need more bargaining power, not less.
The $11 an hour youth rate that the employer intended, was that only to last for a limited period of time?
It's a 6 months. The government law is that they can hire people 16 and 17 years old for 6 months only on the minimum wage, on a less than minimum wage, what they call the starting out wage. But they can also hire 18 and 19-year-olds on that $11 an hour if they've been on an unemployment benefit 6 months or more. So you could easily have a situation where a worker who may have worked in one of these companies before, has some experience, and then been unemployed for a period, then gets re-employed, and McDonald's, which it has done, claiming a $5,000 subsidy from Wins for hiring a person off the dole, and then paying them $11 an hour instead of the minimum wage $13.75. I think it's outrageous. That's another subsidy to the bottom.
This strike, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's great. It's an exciting thing. I mean, workers. These workers are brave. They're standing up for themselves. They, in the past, when we've been in dispute with McDonald's, not the first time we've had a dispute with McDonald's, but in the past, companies threatened to take them to court. Companies threatened to, and had companies shoot and so on. So there are risks for these workers taking action. So I'm very proud of them.
Is it indefinite, and is it going nationwide?
Actually, actions, the actions we take in these fast food industries aren't indefinite strikes. They're usually lightning strikes or strikes just over a lunch period or dinner period where we can have maximum impact without losing too much wages. These are minimum wage workers. They can't afford to be out for very long, but so we want to maximise the impact on the company while minimising the impact of the workers. So there'll be actions at different stores at different times, and we want to. We also want to appeal to the public for support.
Are you going to try and get any members of Parliament on side? Or have any offered support?
As yet, not as yet, but I'm sure that we'll get some support from Mana, the Greens, and Labour as time goes on.
On a lighter note, John Key's a millionaire. Does he care?
John Key doesn't care. That's absolutely clear in everything he's done since he's been in government.
Finally, this is the final question. You have been a long-time activist and now you're a long-time National Director of the Unite Union. What do you think is going to happen at the next general election? What's the mood of the country at the moment?
Well, I think people are waking up to the fact that this government is a corporate government, in the sense that it seems only interested in protecting the rights of the wealthy or the corporates. And as that sinks in, and it is sinking in, then the chances of a government of the centre-left are more realistic. But we need more than just a centre-left government. We actually need a government that's committed to a more fundamental change. That's what we haven't had in the past. I hope that we make some progress to a government that aims for more fundamental change in the power of this country, for having workers and people's power rather than just corporate power being looked after.
It's May Day, Mike. It's May Day. What's the significance for you? And there are solidarity workers here. I've interviewed a few.
May Day is International Workers' Day. It marks the fight for the 8-hour working day, which we actually thought we had won in New Zealand decades ago when I was a young man. Nowadays, most workers actually don't have an 8-hour. No one at McDonald's outside of senior management has a guaranteed 8-hour working day. So we're going back to the beginning. Pretty sad, but that's the reality of life.
We've just passed Anzac Day. How do you think the 10,000 people who lost their lives during World War II to fight for so-called freedom would feel about what's happened to their welfare state?
I know my uncle, who I talked to, who fought in the Second World War, were deeply disappointed that many of their aspirations weren't achieved. I'm sure that was true for those who came back from the First World War as well. They came back and fought for a new society in New Zealand and the world, and they brought in things like the 8-hour working day. They brought in strength in unions and unions' rights. They brought in social welfare systems. They brought in high minimum wages, and all of those things are being lost in this generation, and I think that we have a duty to fight to get them back again.
Thank you very much.
579. Never cross the picket line. 3579. 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 Never cross the picket line.
Can you comment? That's all
After me, 25 cents for a pan of rent. 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 Working for nothing really sucks. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we
I know you, don't I? Tony, I know. I thought,
I was like, who's this guy?
how are you?
I'm actually,
Yeah, I'll ask you a question. It's been a long time.
I don't even have makeup on. Don't take a photo, I look terrible.
Okay. All right.
I'll tell you, I just feel this day. And I was in the car.
Google that. Really tells you all the current events in Auckland anyway.
I live in Wellington.
I know that. So in Wellington, so it has quite a few from there.
Yeah.
It's a arena, isn't it? Arena, that's what I think. Can I ask you what brings you here today? Because I noticed you've been standing a while.
We finished course and we thought we'd come and support.
Right.
I support them. I used to work at McDonald's. Starting rate was $10 back then, and it's only $11 now apparently. All my friends used to work at McDonald's and they said that they got treated badly, so they all left. So currently now I've got no friends working at McDonald's anymore.
They're thinking of bringing in a youth rate. Well, the government has brought in a youth rate of $11 per hour for 16 and 17. What do you think? Equal pay for equal work?
Me?
Equal pay for equal work?
Exactly. I reckon you should get paid the amount you're like working for. That's so little amount for the amount of work that they do.
If you were currently working for McDonald's, would you be on strike?
I would definitely be on a strike. I'm on strike because of my friends that used to work at McDonald's. That's why I'm here.
Oh, you've quit work today to go on this, have you?
Oh no, I am.
After work? Yeah, okay. But you're here in solidarity. Thank you.
I'm here to support.
let's strike and unite. E-I-E-I-O. Strike, strike here, strike, strike there. Here, strike there, strike here, strike, strike, don't McDonald's, and strike. E-I-E-I-O.
Excuse me, sir, did I ask you before earlier on?
No.
Okay. What brings you here today?
I'm here to support the McDonald's workers who are under attack from their employer, and they are not getting a fair deal in wages.
Have you ever worked for McDonald's?
No, I haven't, but I'm a member of Unite, so through that I...
Right, apparently McDonald's is prepared to pay $13.75, the minimum statutory rate, which is an increase from the previous one of $13.50 by 25 cents, but Unite wants a minimum of $15. What do you think of that?
I think that really sucks. I think that obviously, especially people who have been around with the company for a long time and are not getting paid breaks, things like that, I think it's an absolute disgrace.
The government's introduced a youth rate of $11 per hour for 16 and 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think that is awful, because you're getting people who are working with experience, managing people who are supposedly on a higher rate, and I think that they get a lower rate from being a manager over that person, being a supervisor. It's disgusting.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, sir, what brings you here today?
Nothing really.
You're here in solidarity, are you, or
I am.
McDonald's workers?
I'm here in solidarity with the McDonald's workers who don't get paid enough, get treated very badly, have a shitty job, and they should get paid a lot more. And we probably shouldn't even have McDonald's because they're kind of pointless and they just make us really fat and unhealthy. So we could have maybe like a tasty burger bar run by like a workers' Soviet, and that would be really awesome.
Okay, thank you. That's all right, that's all right. Christian, hi, here you are again on another solidarity pickup. What brings you here?
Well, we are fighting for the workers'
May Day?
Yes, May Day, Day of the Workers. We are here fighting for the workers' rights because it's unfair. The big companies, they just pay very bad to the workers, and we are fighting for our rights to defend them. And also against this American transnational company. Also, there are many things about McDonald's, and we are fighting for the workers' right today.
Okay, thank you. Well, okay, thank you. Did I talk to you before?
Not yet.
Not yet. Hi, my name's Tony Allen. I'm a journalist.
Really nice to meet you.
Are you a delegate or a union activist? Delegate. Whereabouts from?
West City.
McDonald's?
Yep.
You're on strike?
Yep.
Many of your friends at work on strike today?
No. Apparently it's just me as far as I know.
Have the others been intimidated?
Not that I'm aware of.
Are they union members?
Yes, we do have some.
The significance of this strike, what do you think it is? Because it's across many branches.
I think it's about taking authority. It's about standing up for our rights, you know, and just putting the shame in their faces for all the disrespect and dishonor that they've treated us. You know, like they don't care about the workers. All they care about is putting money in their own pockets. They've got long pockets and short arms. You know.
The government and McDonald's want workers who are 16 and 17 years old to get only $11 an hour compared with the statutory minimum rate of $13.75. What do you think of that?
I think it's disgusting. I think it's despicable. And I think the government should be shot.
Okay, Unite's asking for $15 at least per hour. What do you think of that?
I think it's awesome, and I think that they should give it. And if they don't, we're going to continue striking them until the time that they get so stressed up, and then once they give in and give us what we deserve, then we'll settle for now until further notice.
The government's represented partly by John Key, the Prime Minister. John Key's a millionaire. Does he care?
No, he doesn't care, and I'm sick to death of him. I think he should go back to his own country. If he belongs to New Zealand, then he should be humiliated and he should be embarrassed. He's an embarrassment to New Zealand and should be humiliated.
Okay, thank you. You're a delegate, are you?
Yeah.
Can I have your name and a telephone number so I can do a sit-down interview with you?
Yeah.
Yep. What is it? It's recording.
It is Brendan Leighton. My number is 021
021
044
044
2331.
2331. Which branch are you with?
West City.
See you soon. Thank you.